Okay, so today is the third class, and today is, I can say, today is the last class on introduction and background of AI, right? After this, we will directly go into what actually constitutes AI and the various aspects of it. Okay, so these three classes are introduction to AI, and at the end of these three classes, you should have some idea regarding what actually is AI, what are the definitions of AI, and what has made or what is the chronology of various developments of AI. Okay, so how we have reached today, and what are the areas that are not yet explored that we have discussed. Okay, so today is applications of AI and ethical aspects. So how AI can be applied. Now, if AI is applied, then what are the risks? What are the risks of AI, and what ethical aspect we should consider when applying AI? Okay. So today's topic you can mention in your content page. Today's date, 24th July, and topic is applications, and I write either ethics or I write risk. Okay. So application and risks of AI. Okay. So what exactly is the scope of AI? There are some questions from the Russell Norvig book. So what actually constitutes AI? What is the scope of AI? Why could not all the work done in AI have taken place under the name of control theory? Why we can't? Why we say AI? Why don't we say control theory? Though we are applying control theory, or we say operation research. Okay, because the objectives are similar to AI for control theory as well as OR. OR is some part of it you have read in your optimization course. Soft computing and optimization you have read in your, I think, third semester. So that is part of operation research. Okay, optimization. Because why it is different from them? Because AI from the start embraced ideas of duplicating human faculties such as creativity, self-improvement, and language, which is not in control theory or nor in OR, operation research. Okay. None of the other fields are addressing these issues. So we are actually addressing duplicating human faculties such as creativity, self-improvement, and language. Okay. So why can AI, note that AI is not a branch of mathematics. Some people say it is a branch of computer science, but as we saw yesterday, it is actually a combination of several disciplines. Therefore, they introduced AI in all disciplines, not only engineering and technology, but in every discipline. So I showed you one B.Tech in AIML, which has been developed by Central Sanskrit University. So AI applies everywhere. It is not branch of mathematics, though some foundations of mathematics were applied. In fact, at the end of the course, you will appreciate that AI is completely different from mathematics. If AI has to survive, it has to be different from mathematics because we are not mathematical. Our social structure, okay, the way we operate are not mathematical. Mathematics has strict rules, only applied in a limited way, not applicable to the real world. Okay. It is due to methodology. AI is only of these fields that is clearly a branch of computer science. AI is only field that attempts to build machines that will function autonomously in complex, changing environments. This. I told you last class that there is a book called Black Swan where it is mentioned that it is very difficult to forecast. You cannot forecast, at least quantitatively. Qualitative forecast is okay, fine. You can say the nature of something, but you cannot fix. For example, GDP growth after 3 years will be this. It will always fail. We cannot predict. Okay. The earlier days we had 5-year plans in our country. So generally at the end of the five year, none of the plans are implemented. Okay, because we cannot predict, we cannot look into the future because the world is very complex. It's not that simple. Human beings, we are actually programmed in a way to simplify things. Okay, we categorize things into black and white. We simplify things, otherwise we cannot survive. Okay, we simplify, like if I read well, then I will get a placement job. After that, my life will be settled. Then I will get a bigger job. Like that, we categorize in this simpler form. But life is not that simple. So every step, whatever decisions we take, is affected by lots of variables. So we cannot predict. That's why the world is complex. Now, why AI is expected to solve all these problems? Because AI is not using mathematics. It is not telling that the world is simple. It is in fact taking the world as it is. It is empirical. It is empirical. Okay. So based on the data, it is giving decisions. Okay. Of course, there are being complaints that AI is taking into the human biases. Okay. The person who is building the AI or the data it is finding in the internet, based on that, it is making its own biases. Okay. Now, as you see, rationality is typically mathematical. I told you rational means doing what is right, which is not always possible. But human is completely different from rational. Sometimes human beings do things which are not at all rational and the result is always good. Okay, sometimes you do like that. So that is the difference between a machine and a human. Thought versus behavior. Okay, I told you mind versus matter. Okay. So what are the various broad disciplines of AI as of now? So as we saw, Marvin Minsky and I think Herbert Simon, I think. So they created the field of AI. When they created, they had only one thing in mind. They will create a physical system and that will behave, that will imitate some behaviors of human beings. But now we have come far. Okay. So we have several disciplines that come under AI. So many of which we are living now. Okay, many of which we are living now. AI involves empirical sciences. So I told you it is empirical. AI is mostly empirical. There is nothing theoretical about it. Theoretical AI failed in a bigger way. I told you early days when they tried to build a model which will mimic human behavior, it failed. Then when they made it empirical, that means it fed it a lot of data, they fed. Then the AI started behaving properly. But for that, two things have clicked. What we discussed? Because of two things only AI is working nowadays. Why? The first one is the capacity to process the information, that is computer hardware. We have GPUs now, process images, which it was not there long back. The second one is what? The first one is hardware. The second one is for which the AI is working now. AI is so powerful now. I told you yesterday, there are some lawsuits the book authors are making because of that data. Okay. So always remember, there are two things that is making AI work. One is hardware and the other one is data. And this is, you can say, 2010 onwards. Okay. So before that, AI was not working. Okay. Google Maps, why it works so well? Because everyone who is Google Map is actually feeding data into the Google Map. Right, for maybe past 10 years, 20 years. So they have all the data. That's why it is so accurate. But if you use the other one that nowadays, Mapples, that is another company which is also providing this mapping services. Mapples, have you heard it? Mapples is also there. Okay, so you can use that in your car. But the problem is that not many users are using it. So that's why it is not perfect. Not that Google algorithm is better than Mapples. It may be, but the major thing is that if people start using it, then it will be perfect. So the other thing that is required is data. So AI is incapable without the data we feed it. Okay. Related to psychology involving observation and hypothesis about actual behavior. What is hypothesis? Guessing. Hypothesis means some conjecture, some guess. The rational part of AI relates to the combination of mathematics and engineering and connects to statistics, control theory and economics. These are the rational part of AI. So just like us. So it has two parts. One is related to the behavior, human behavior. The other one is related to the rational part, the fields that we are studying. Okay. Now what is machine learning? It is a subfield. This you may want to write. So machine learning, what is machine learning? Machine learning is a subfield of AI that studies the ability to improve performance based on experience. Okay, so there are some algorithms, but they are very basic algorithms. It is the data that matters. How they are trained, on which data they are trained. Okay. So what are the major disciplines of AI? The major disciplines are, first is NLP, natural language processing, which is the most one that we are living now. Now we can give some command to Google and it can understand. Okay. Then knowledge representation, to store what it knows or hears. So this one will be our module 2, knowledge representation. Automated reasoning, answer questions and draw conclusions. So I told you, nowadays you can simply put a gate question to the Gemini and it will give you step-by-step answer. Okay. So they say that the coaching center future is very bleak because of this. Because any questions you ask, you can find from the internet. Okay. Step-by-step solution. Okay. So next is machine learning. Of course, this is our module 3 and 4. Okay. Next, computer vision, object and speech recognition. We are also living it, right? Computer vision. We are seeing this traffic AI cameras that is simply capturing the number plates and getting the data from there and issuing challans to them. Okay, and this is also helping human beings. You might have heard about something. There was a person who went to the police station, sitting there, filing the report of his stolen vehicle. Suddenly he gets a message that you are not wearing helmet, so there is a traffic challan. Now he is surprised, shows this to the police. The police talks with where from this message has come. Then they find out where that vehicle was passing through and they catch the thief. It happened inside our state because of AI cameras. The person could get his vehicle because of the AI cameras. So we are living computer vision now. Okay. Okay. Next, robotics. So what is robotics? Robotics, when we say robotics, we are actually with the robotics in our mind is that there is a robot, okay, humanoid robot, but it's not that. If you go to industry, robotics has been used from long back. Okay, it is used from long back. So all this assembly line operations which are automated are actually because of robotics. We have robotic arms. You might have seen robotic, big, huge robotic arms which are doing the work. Okay. Generally, we put this. Generally, robotics is put under mechanical engineering. Okay, mechatronics and robotics. Okay. Now, this we have discussed yesterday, but I told you there can be one question in the exam from this. So, what are the various dimensions of AI? Okay, did you write this yesterday? If you are not, write this. At least the headlines. What are the dimensions of AI? Okay. So the dimensions of AI are, the first is thinking humanly, acting humanly, thinking rationally, acting rationally, and finally the one we are intending to have. Okay. What actually is the objective of building AI? So eventually we want machines which are beneficial to human beings, beneficial machines. Okay. So we do not want machines. So this is very important. We do not want machines that pursue their objectives, but we want them to pursue our objectives. Okay. So it's like if you are working in a corporation, so most likely if you say that I want to do this, no, you cannot do that. You have to pursue the objectives of the organization. Okay. You cannot just randomly do things on your own. That you can do in your free time. So in that way, actually human beings for about 1/3 of the day behave as machines, at least in the corporations, isn't it? So they will do what is the objective of the organization, not. But many top organizations do not work in this way. They give enough freedom to their people so that innovations can occur. Okay. So the final objective is beneficial machines. So I told you two parts. One is weak AI, one is strong AI. What is the difference? Anyone who can tell? What is the difference between weak AI and strong AI? Weak AI means a machine which behaves intelligently. It doesn't matter what is actually inside it, whether it's a machine or a human, doesn't matter. Only behaves intelligently. Strong AI means we are close to strong AI. We think intelligently, we behave intelligently. Okay. Okay. The state of the art. State of the art mane kono? What is the meaning of state of the art? State of the art. Okay. So state of the art means what is the latest in the art. So we consider every discipline to be an art. So AI is an art. Okay. So latest one is robotic vehicles, legged locomotion, big dog. At last, all of you know that incident last year is na, you robotic dog. So baharu kini koi rese lagi, it is our. Amo kale semti karen, don't worry. Okay. Seti amar NRF ranking na kom na, ame micho go na. तो सत डाटा दिया है जहाँ है okay. Then autonomous planning and scheduling, NASA's remote agent program, Europa planning toolkit, machine translation. So nowadays, if you know that in our parliament also it happens, so everybody is given one earphone. So whenever someone speaks, it is automatically translated into the language of the choice. It has been happening from long back. Okay, so that is machine translation. Machine translation, because of which okay, next is recommendation. All of we use it. So Netflix, Amazon, YouTube. So the moment you see a particular kind of video, they will show only that kind of video. Suppose you support the government and you clicked on a video on that, they will show you all the videos that support government. You clicked on some video which opposes the government, then they will show you all the videos which opposes government. So that's why confuse AI. Click on different kinds of videos, so it will get confused what to recommend. Okay, that will be required some days in the future. Okay, game playing. So nowadays AI game players are quite perfect. They defeat humans, except in soccer, of course, or cricket. Image understanding and captioning. Okay, so understanding images. This is mostly related to deep learning. The last part, deep learning. Medicine. Okay, it was started earlier as part of expert systems, but now automatic recommendation of medicine is there, and some, what do you say, this image recognition. Many of you might have done some minor projects, or we will do that. Okay, from the image you diagnose a disease. Okay, just like a doctor. Climate science, long back, and many more. Benefits of AI. So before going to the risks, we'll go to the benefits of AI. So first solve AI, then use AI to solve everything else. So this is the concept of Google DeepMind. Okay, solve AI mane gono. Solve AI mane develop AI. Okay, then use AI like a slave to solve everything. But as we know, slaves, they will revolt. So I showed you that movie picture, I Robot. तुम देखे ना जो Isaac Asimov pro concept based जो movie टा इधर they are the robots revolt. Okay, because they develop conscience. They revolt because they don't want to be slaves. They revolt because they want to follow the 3 rules of robotics. Okay. Our entire civilization is a product of human intelligence. access to a higher intelligence can raise the ceiling of ambitions. Okay, so we want a higher intelligence. Amo to basic intelligence kon amo in Indian philosophy it is atma or brahma. Brahma is the absolute reality, atma is the what, personal reality. Okay, we, but there is a connection between us and the absolute reality. Okay, that is what but he AI wants to take a middle one, mojire agudithibo mane human beings are intelligent, then AI is a little more intelligent, then we have got the absolute intelligence. So that's what they mean. Okay, but everyone who is, we are the leaders or rulers of the world because we are the most intelligent. So if you develop something more intelligent, obviously they will be the rulers, obvious. Okay, ସେଟା ଗୋଟେ ଆମର ସେ ଯୋଉ କ'ଣ ନାହିଁ, ଯୋଉ ଶିବ ବର ଦେଇଥିଲେ ଯାହାକୁ, ସେ ନିଜ ଭସ୍ମାସୁର ତାପରେ ଶିବଙ୍କ ପଛରେ ଗୋଡ଼େଇଲା ତାଙ୍କ ମୁଣ୍ଡରେ ଦେବାକୁ. So AI is a kind of ଭସ୍ମାସୁର ହେଲା. Many governments are saying that they want to limit the capabilities of AI. Okay. AI and robotics can free human beings from menial repetitive tasks and increase the production of goods and services. ହେଲା, जो repetitive काम गुड़ा अछि ହେଲା सेगुड़ा AI करि परियो. मु तो चाहूची कि सेमती करू, वाशिंग मशीन रे कपड़ा धोवाला परे मते जाई सेठी खोली कि बाहर करी कि सुखिया पड़छ ହେଲା. आई स्टे अलोन हियर, सेति भाई मते निजे कपड़ा धोइली मु वाशिंग मशीन तो बाहर कली सुखेली, मते गुडा AI दरकार जे मु घर जाई सब बाहर कर सुखे दितो. सेमती AI मिलु जी. आमर टार्गेट, आवर टार्गेट इज दैट, और तमे तम पिला माने हॉस्टल जाइथिबो, सेठी तमर गोटे AI रोबोट थिबो, तमे कपड़ा फिंगी देइथिबो, से तार कपड़ा को धुआ धुई करके सब सुखे देकी सब रख दिथिबो. आमे दरकार ना, किंतु हमको मिलु जी गुड. We don't get that kind of AI. We get AI which draws or which writes. सेटा तो हमें करिया कथा. Human beings should do the creative ones, right? They should do the manual tasks, but we are doing the manual tasks, they are doing the creative tasks. That is how it is going now, isn't it? Well, okay, next is AI could lead to an era of peace and plenty. Hello, AI could lead to an era of peace and plenty. This is a benefit. I have heard from newspaper reports that now 2 countries are fighting, 4 countries are fighting actually. We are talking about the latest one, because of which our petrol diesel बढ़ियाला. Those 2 countries by AI found out the true location of the other one's leader and killed them, and that led to all this fighting. So how AI is leading to peace? Actually AI is leading to destruction, because of humans are destruction, because of our evolutionary bringing. आमे तो 200 वर्ष होला खाली एमती रहिछु, ता पूर्वरु तो everything was decided on war. बुझलो आ गोटे कथा बुझ सब. Okay, next, curing of diseases, solution to climate change and resource shortages. So AI can solve resource shortages. How? I have not felt that. Okay, maybe it is because of the human stupidity, but I have not seen that. Okay. Now these are benefits of AI, the risks of AI. Risks of AI order. First is lethal autonomous weapons that I was just talking about. Can locate, select, eliminate human targets without human intervention, and this has led to the current prolonged war. Okay, so we are actually using AI for all this risks, not for benefits. माने आमको के AI दोना जे कपड़ा सुके दो, आमको दोचनी जे खाली टारगेट करके मारियो, right? Surveillance and persuasion. So there is a theory that we are all being monitored. Okay, we are all being monitored. For example, Google Map. So when you are, suppose you switch on the Google Map in your vehicle, आजिकल गोटे माने just like Google Map टा on नहला हमें कुआडे जो जानि परिबो. So Google Map टा on करियो पड़ियो. Somehow you have to switch on the Google Map. But what is the guarantee that whatever you are talking, the discussion in your car is not being sent to some server by the Google Map? Because eventually when you say, hey Google, it will respond, right? So that's why I follow a typical step. I switch off all kinds of map, all net when I drive my car. I don't need help. My proper help is the people outside. Doubt हेले झरका खोली लोक पचारे भाई कुआडे जीव हैला. यूज करे Google Map, but When I use Google Map, it is on. I ensure that whatever I talk inside the vehicle can be made public. माने लोक जानले भी किछ असता okay. Next is by tailoring information flows to individuals through social media, political behavior can be modified. We are seeing that now. Right now we are living through it. So through social media, political behavior can be modified. We are living through it now. Speech recognition, computer vision, natural language understanding can monitor citizens. We are being monitored. We are being monitored. Okay. So someone drove his BMW at 200 kmph and uploaded some videos in the social media thinking that people will appreciate him. But police got hold of him and social media videos are evidence. Okay, so he got a big fine. Biased decision making. Yes, this is happening. When we build AI, our biases go into AI based on race, gender and other protected categories. Impact on employment, safety critical application, difficulty of formal verification and risk analysis, cyber security. So malware. The unknown. What am I जानू AI विषय कौन आमे जानिनु. There are many things we don't know about AI. It is not obvious how can we control machines. जोटा मु तुमको कहली हमर एबे होची आत्मा ब्रह्म. We have a connection to the God. So if you meditate, you can see that, feel that connection. That technique has been developed 3,000 years in India. So if you meditate, if you are calm, if you say truth, if you speak truth for say 2-3 years, then you can feel that whatever you say eventually happens. Okay, so such kind of concepts have been developed in India 3,000 years back. Okay, but here they say that we will have a middle intelligence. It is not obvious how can we control machines that are more intelligent than us. Can we put purpose into machines that we really desire? We think that we will put a purpose into the machines based on our requirement. Can we do that? Is it possible? I will tell the robot that you only wash clothes. That is your job. Or we will have a robot in the hostel. It will simply clean everything. Is it possible? Many cultures have myths of humans who ask gods or devils for something. माने भगवान किछ मागंती. Invariably they will get what they want. What they literally ask for. जहाँ मागिले सब मिल जिवो. But subsequently regret that decision. तेन भावंती मागिली कोण भाई. The third wish, if there is one, is to undo the first two. तो तीनटा wish थी वो. हाँ जिला जहाँ मागिले वो दरकार नहीं सेटा फेरे दिए. Okay. It is there are several stories. Okay. Next, other primates are not too happy about human branch. They have essentially no choice about their future. So we are the most intelligent among the primates. Now we are building something more intelligent than us. Just like they are not happy for us being intelligent, we won't be happy if there is a more intelligent being there. Okay. Our choice depends on our preferences through a very complex cognitive architecture that is hard to revert. We humans may not have consistent preferences in the first place. और preference था ही consistent नुए. आज गोटे जिनस दरकार, काली आउ जिनस दरकार. मो एज रे भी. When you become beyond 40, it stabilizes somehow. But still, and at your age, your requirement changes every day. आज ही मत गेट द्वार इच्छा हला ना काली कैंपस रे बस जा. तापर न मो आईएएस प्रिपेयर करिवि. ताबे किछि होनी मत गोटे पिलाटा करला तू कोन अप्लाई करछु से ग्रुप सी जॉब अप्लाई करला मुली काहे की भलो पिलाटा सी वाज इंटेलिजेंट आ इच्छा अनुसार किछ पढिया से इतरे हेला हेला सो आवर प्रेफरेंसेस चेंजेस नुए की नेक्स्ट तमरा जेमती फर्स्ट ईयर रे किछि पिला कहबे आमे सांग होई की रहू टीचर मान को कहि की दे विल स्टे इन वन रूम सेकंड ईयर बेले को झगड़ा हेतो से के मु ता सारे केबे रहबी because our choices are not consistent. Okay, so we humans may not have consistent preference first, so it may not be clear what AI systems should be doing to us. Okay, एटा हला एटा म तुमको कहि दिए समस्त ओडिया बुझछ तो all of you understand ओडिया मु गोटे purposefully I got this play from class 7 textbook, old one, current में आगुरु हमरो ओडिया साहित्य रो क्लास 7 रे टेक्स्ट बुक रे प्ले टा थिला प्ले माने एकांकिका कहन ओडिया तब ओडिया मीडियम पिला के जन तुम पढ़ी थो मे बी यू माइट हैव रेड दिस ओके सो इट इज अ वेरी नाइस प्ले अबाउट so there are some girls who are playing on the village outskirts okay so there is a different kind of boy who is coming to them he has a long head huge head compared to the body initially they got frightened then they ask the robot says or the person ताको कहछ माने अद्भुत पिला ता ना देले अद्भुत पिला ताको पचारची कि तमे डरचो काई कम टू मी तापर यांक भितर जणे ताको जे ता सने कथा होची there ensues a conversation so eventually he says I will make you perfect by taking you to my creator okay but the other one of the intelligent girls she asks some questions to the robot that can you do this the robot says I can do everything that you want but the girl asks can you respect your elders no I don't know respect can you respect your can you be happy can you smile no I don't smile can you say can you cry do you have choices do you dream so all these questions he asks and the robot says no then he says then you are not a human then the robot gets angry and suddenly it disappears okay so I'll go through it to show that this is a very futuristic play okay I don't know many of you have read it I think what's it asks na tamo thila na yes setala bhabi nathibo eta okay but now you see this in the context of AI many of bahut jan ko odia padi asno to it doesn't matter but I have still put it here so that je padtho taadu suni dei paribo pare pad dei paribo hela it's a nice one okay tar na hochi ame dharani bukura शिशु okay okay sei pila sei the girl name is Rupa ta na hochi Rupa hela ei part ta dekho sei robot na hochi Chapwan तम सृष्टिकर्ता आमको गोटे रकम पिला करदे देन चापवन सेज यस आमन गुण कर्म रूप सब समान हो चापवन सेज यस ऑल ऑफ यू विल बी इक्वल आमे तम परिया जा चाहिए कर परिबो द चापवन सेज यस यू कैन डू दैट आमे देन द ट्विस्ट सेटा रूपा आस्क आमे एबे जा करि परछु तुम हेटा कर परिबो कैन यू डू व्हाट वी आर डूइंग नाउ देन द रोबोट आस्क व्हाट कोन तमे करछो तमें आम पर एमती हसी पार हसबार अभिनय कर ना मु हसवा शिखिनी तमें आम पर कांदी पार ना मु कांदिया को घृणा कर आई हेट क्राइम तमें अन्य को स्नेह कर पार ना स्नेह कौन मुझे जानी ना ताने काम छड़ा तमें स्नेह भक्ति हस खांद सुख दुख कि जान यू डोंट नो एनीथिंग अबाउट हैप्पीनेस अनहैप्पीनेस सैडनेस ओके रेस्पेक्ट ओके then the robot says स्नेह भक्ति हस कांद सुख दुख आम दरकार नहीं रूपा says दरकार अच्छी बिकॉज ए सब मनीष पाखे अच्छी बोली मनीष प्राणी मान भीतर श्रेष्ठ we are the whole AI theory says that we are the best because we have intelligence no we are the best because we can feel and express emotions so AI cannot be AI until it has these qualities okay रूपा दरकार अच्छी ओके देन रोबोट सेज ना तुम्हें भूल कहूच मनीष निजर कार्य बुद्धिमता जो अन्य प्राणी ठार भिन्न दैट मीन्स ह्यूमन बीइंग्स आर ड्यू टू ओनली वर्क एंड इंटेलिजेंस रूपा हसी तमें तो बापा माँ कौन जान भाई भौणी सांगसाथी कौन जान तमें केम जान मनीष जीवन में स्नेह कौटू आसो ओके एंड सो ऑन ओके देन दिस इज द मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट थिंग मनीष स्वप्न जीवन में वास्तवता को खोजी आनंद पाउछि बोली दुनिया रे बंची रही दैट मीन्स वी ड्रीम दैट्स व्हाई वी आर ह्यूमन ओके वी ड्रीम दैट्स व्हाई यू आर ह्यूमन इन फैक्ट मेनी ऑफ द थिंग्स दैट यू आर डूइंग नाउ यू हैव ड्रीम्ड सम टाइम बैक just like the manifesto of a political party even though it sounds ridiculous at the beginning eventually everything is implemented so just like that because we dream we are human and as of now AI cannot be us okay so this is a nice play you can go through it okay so just last रे जो argument अछि the robot says मु कहार आदेश मानिबिनी but I am human स्नेह करी but I am human but eventually से मानलानी मु जंत्र नुहे मु होची human तापरे रूपा जिते रिपीट कला ना यू आर ए मशीन, यू आर नॉट ह्यूमन, देन इवेंचुअली he shouts and vanishes, right? Then from one end to the other end, so this is a nice movie. If you find time, watch it. Okay, the movie name is X Machine. So I told you about Turing test. Turing test mane kono? There is a border. Suppose somebody is outside the room, other room. You have a speaker where you can communicate. So when you ask a question, so there is a human and there is a computer. So if you cannot decide whether the person is a computer or human, then the Turing test is passed. Okay? But in this movie, what happens is, he is the creator. He is the creator of this AI. Just like, so you can say the CEO of a big organization. He is the one. He selects this boy who is an employee to have a Turing test on this machine. But how can Turing test happen? The machine looks like a machine. It is a machine. So that means from the very beginning, the boy knows that it's a machine. It's not a human being. But what happens at the end of the story is that this machine fools the boy and eventually manages to kill the owner. Then locks the boy in an airtight room and sets herself free to the original world. Okay, it's a nice movie with the risks of AI. That means AI can fool us, just like an emotional, just the way you are fooled by other person being emotional. So AI can also fool us. So this is one of the biggest risks of AI. So this movies, they show you watch it. It's a nice movie. Okay. So with this we conclude. Okay. So today we conclude all the parts of introduction. Next class onwards, we will move towards search methods, which is the part of module 1. So a few questions you can get from here, 2 mark questions or 1 4 mark question, like dimensions of AI, risks of AI, all these questions, 1 questions will be there. Okay. And next one is search methods. Okay.